My friends joke, people in Arizona will hike miles to see a puddle. I got to see a river by just coming to work.
You definitely notice water flowing in the river because we live in a desert.
It's hot, so you want to find these cool vegetated areas to enjoy.
It's really peaceful. There's shade, it's cool. For a moment you can forget you're in the desert.
The Santa Cruz River is a very important river in this region. It starts in Arizona, it crosses into Mexico, and then crosses again north. It's the only river to cross the US-Mexico border twice. It's this region's lifeblood. It's the reason that we can call Tucson home and all these communities along the river, because it was the only source of water for so long.
You know, it meant life or death for a lot of people, but now I think most people drive by it and don't really give much thought to it.
Really what you see in town as you're driving over bridges is you see washes. You don't often drive over the Santa Cruz River, at least where it's flowing, and see it and really think about how just a slow meandering river can be so useful for increasing diversity and maintaining diversity here.
The whole history of this region is based on the availability of water.
Now we're connected to the river in a new way, where the way we use water at home is actually directly influencing the quantity of water in the river. So you take a shower, you wash dishes, that water goes to the local facility, is treated, and then it's released into the river. It's not exactly a natural source of water, but we've been releasing water into the river for decades. And what's really changed recently is the quality of the water. So we were supporting, rich riparian vegetation, but now we're getting the aquatic life and the riparian vegetation, and it's recharging the aquifer. So over the last 2 days we've been doing our annual fish survey, and this is one of our indicators of river health. Yeah, we had 593 mosquito fish last year. That was a lot. We're not trying to determine the population numbers of fish. We really want to see which fish are here. And so certain species like different types of river habitat. Some really like the shallow pools on the side of the river, some like the fast-flowing waters, some like the riffles where the rocks are agitating the water. So we have two techniques going on right now. We have the seine that's being pulled through the water, and then we have some backpack electroshocking units that give a mild shock to the fish so that we can grab them with a net and put them in the bucket for identification. We're pretty confident that if there's a fish species there, we'll detect it. This is a really diverse, multi-partner effort that we have. We have government agencies, local agencies, universities, and nonprofit groups. Everybody's pitching in. Yeah, with this many people, we tackle it a lot faster. I feel really lucky. I've gotten to see so much change along the river. When I first started, I was mainly focused on the river here near Nogales, and we literally found, I think, one individual fish on the first fish survey. Since then, we've just been finding more every year, and new species too, which is really exciting with the return of the topminnow. It's a career moment when an endangered species comes back. The Gila topminnow is a little native fish that used to be throughout the Gila watershed. So the Santa Cruz is part of the Gila River Basin, and now it's really only found in isolated ponds, and it returned to the Santa Cruz River in 2015, where we're standing, and then in 2017, just last year, in the Tucson Reach. And that is really exciting because I'm pretty sure that's the only stretch of river where we find topminnow now.
The fact that the Gila topminnow have come back under such adverse circumstances is pretty remarkable, and so it's sort of the poster child for the river in many ways.
In Arizona, we have 2% of our landscape that's covered by these types of river areas, and yet they're used by over 80% of our wildlife at some point in their life cycle. So with this water, we're recreating an important river habitat for a lot of species in the region that rely on this. We're also creating these really beautiful river corridors to recreate along.
I like how there's just like so many trees and you can get away from like practically reality. Like
it is nice and quiet. And you can,
yeah,
like
you can just
sounds.
come and just be yourself, you know, like in.
You get to explore nature. You get
Yeah.
to see the history of this place.
The improved river health is definitely a plus for this area, and they're planning for it. Just the other day, someone in the development community in Tucson was telling me, yeah, there's a lot of momentum along the river, this energy that I'm seeing that I haven't seen before. Bicyclists and runners and walkers going up and down the Santa Cruz River corridor, and it's a much better experience.